The vegan diet has become increasingly popular in recent years, not only for ethical and environmental reasons, but also because of its association with weight loss. Many young people and adults have adopted this eating style with the aim of losing weight, but does it really work? Is weight loss a myth or a truth when it comes to veganism? To answer this question, it is important to understand how the vegan diet works, its benefits and challenges, and how it can be part of a balanced diet. First, let's define what a vegan diet is. Unlike a vegetarian diet, which excludes only meat, a vegan diet eliminates all products of animal origin, including dairy, eggs, honey, and any other derivatives. This means that the basis of the vegan diet is made up of fruits, vegetables, greens, grains, seeds, nuts, and processed products that do not contain animal ingredients. This restriction may seem challenging at first glance, but with planning, it is possible to create nutritious and tasty meals. One of the main reasons a vegan diet is associated with weight loss is that it is generally lower in calories than a diet that includes animal products. Plant-based foods tend to be higher in fiber and water, which increases feelings of fullness without adding too many calories. For example, a cup of cooked broccoli has about 55 calories, while an equivalent serving of grilled chicken can have over 200 calories. Additionally, the fiber found in foods like beans, lentils, and whole grains helps regulate the digestive system, which can contribute to a more efficient metabolism. Another important point is that a well-planned vegan diet tends to be rich in essential nutrients, such as vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. These nutrients are essential for keeping the body functioning properly and can help prevent chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease. However, care must be taken to ensure that there are no nutritional deficiencies, especially in vitamin B12, iron, calcium, and omega-3, which are more easily obtained from animal-based foods. Supplementation may be necessary in some cases. Now, let's talk about the relationship between a vegan diet and weight loss. Studies have shown that people who follow a plant-based diet tend to have a lower body mass index, BMI, than those who consume animal products. For example, a study published in the Journal of General Internal Medicine looked at over 1,000 adults and found that those who followed a vegan diet lost more weight than those who followed other diets, even without restricting calories. This suggests that the quality of the food you eat may be just as important as the quantity. However, it's important to note that not all vegan foods are healthy or help you lose weight. Processed foods, such as vegan snacks, sweets, and sodas, can be just as high in calories and low in nutrients as their non-vegan counterparts. Therefore, the key to an effective vegan diet for weight loss is to focus on whole, minimally processed foods. A plate full of brown rice, beans, cooked vegetables, and a colorful salad is much more nutritious and less caloric than a fried vegan burger with potato chips. Plus, a vegan diet can be a great opportunity to explore new flavors and ingredients. Many people find that by eliminating animal products, they can try a wider variety of foods, such as quinoa, tofu, tempeh, chia, and different types of vegetables. This diversity not only makes eating more interesting, but also helps ensure that your body is getting all the nutrients it needs. Another factor that contributes to weight loss on a vegan diet is the reduction in saturated fats, which are abundant in meat and dairy products. Excess saturated fats are associated with increased cholesterol and the risk of cardiovascular disease. By replacing these fats with plant-based sources of fat, such as avocado, nuts, and olive oil, you can maintain a balanced and healthy diet, which can make it easier to control your weight. However, it is important to remember that weight loss does not depend solely on diet. Factors such as physical activity, adequate sleep, and stress management also play a crucial role. A vegan diet can be a powerful tool for those who want to lose weight, but it must be combined with other healthy habits for the results to be lasting. Finally, it is worth mentioning that the transition to a vegan diet must be done gradually and consciously. Cutting out all animal products at once can be difficult and even counterproductive, especially if the person is not prepared to make balanced food choices. Starting with small changes, such as including more vegetarian meals during the week or replacing cow's milk with plant-based alternatives, can be a good starting point. In short, the vegan diet can, indeed, be an ally in weight loss, but this depends on how it is practiced. Focusing on whole foods, avoiding processed foods, and ensuring adequate nutrient intake are essential steps for anyone who wants to lose weight healthily. However, it is important to remember that every body is unique, and what works for one person may not work for another. Therefore, it is always recommended to consult a nutritionist before making drastic changes to your diet. Now that we've discussed the basics of the vegan diet and its relationship with weight loss, let's delve a little deeper into the topic, exploring practical aspects, challenges, and tips for those who want to adopt this eating style. After all, knowing that the vegan diet can help you lose weight is one thing, but putting it into practice on a daily basis is quite another. One of the first challenges many people face when adopting a vegan diet is the lack of information. There are still many myths surrounding this type of diet, such as the idea that vegans don't consume enough protein or that the diet is expensive and difficult to maintain. In reality, a well-planned vegan diet can provide all the necessary nutrients, including protein, and can be affordable if based on foods such as beans, lentils, rice, potatoes, and seasonal vegetables. Speaking of protein, this is one of the points that generates the most doubts. Many people believe that it is only possible to obtain high-quality proteins from meat, eggs, and dairy products, but this is not true. Foods like tofu, tempeh, edamame, lentils, chickpeas, and quinoa are excellent sources of plant-based protein. Additionally, combining different protein sources throughout the day, such as rice and beans, can ensure that your body is getting all of the essential amino acids. Another common challenge is the issue of convenience. For those who are used to a diet based on animal products, preparing vegan meals from scratch can seem complicated. However, with a little planning, it is possible to simplify the process. One tip is to cook large quantities of grains and legumes at the beginning of the week and store them in the refrigerator or freezer. That way, you can simply put together quick dishes throughout the day, combining these ingredients with fresh vegetables and different seasonings. Variety is also an important aspect. A vegan diet does not have to be monotonous or repetitive. There are countless recipes and combinations that can be explored, from traditional dishes from different cultures to vegan versions of popular foods, such as pizza, pasta, and even desserts. The internet is full of blogs, YouTube channels, and social media profiles dedicated to vegan cuisine, which makes it much easier to find inspiration. In addition, it is important to pay attention to the quality of the food you consume. As we mentioned in the first part, not all vegan products are healthy. Ultra-processed foods, such as nuggets, sausages, and vegan ice cream, can be high in sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Therefore, it is essential to read labels and prioritize natural and minimally processed foods. Another point that deserves attention is the social issue. For many people, adopting a vegan diet can mean changing ingrained habits and facing uncomfortable situations, such as family dinners or social events where most of the options are not vegan. In these cases, communication is essential. Explaining your choices clearly and respectfully can help avoid misunderstandings and even inspire others to try new foods. Agora, vamos falar sobre a reliqueo entre a dieta vegana y a perda de peso de forma mais detalhada. Como já mencionamos, a alimentação baseada em vegetais tende a ser menos calórica e mais rica em fibras, o que pode contribuir para a sensação de saciedade e, consequentemente, para a redução do consumo de calorias. No entanto, é importante lembrar que a perda de peso não é automática. Mesmo em uma dieta vegana, é possível consumir mais calorias do que o necessário se as porcos forem muito grandes ou se houver excesso de alimentos calóricos, como oleaginosas e óleos. Uma estratégia que pode ajudar é o controle dos porcos. Mesmo alimentos saudáveis, como abacate, nozes e azeite de oliva, são calóricos e devem ser consumidos com moderação. Outra dica é incluir uma grande variedade de vegetais em cada refeição, pois eles são pobres em calorias e ricos em nutrientes. Por exemplo, prato com uma base de folhas verdes, legumes cozidos, uma porco de grãos e uma fonte de proteína vegetal pode ser bastante satisfatório sem ser excessivamente calórico. A hidratação também desempenha papel importante na perda de peso. Beber água ao longo do dia ajuda a manter o metabolismo ativo e pode reduzir a sensação de fome. Além disso, muitas vezes confundimos sede com fome, o que pode levar a comer mais do que o necessário. Manter uma garrafa de água sempre à mão é uma maneira simples de garantir que você está se hidratando adequadamente. Por fim, é importante abordar a questão de suplementação. Como mencionamos anteriormente, alguns nutrientes, como a vitamina B12, são difíceis de obter em quantidades suficientes em uma dieta vegana. A deficiência de B12 pode levar a problemas de saúde, como anemia e fadiga, e pode interferir na perda de peso. Por isso, é recomendável que veganos façam exames de sangue regularmente para monitorar seus níveis de nutrientes e, se necessario, utilizam suplementos. M. concluso, a dieta vegana pode ser uma aliada eficaz na perda de peso, desde que seja praticada de forma consciente e equilibrada. Focar alimentos integrais, evitar produtos industrializados e garantir uma ingestão adequada de nutrientes são passos essenciais para qualquer emagrecer de forma saudável. No entanto, é importante lembrar que a perda de peso é processo individual e que cada pessoa pode ter necessidades e desafios diferentes. Por isso, é sempre recomendável buscar orientação profissional antes de fazer mudanças significativas na alimentação. Com planejamento e dedicação, é possível aproveitar os benefícios de dieta vegana tanto para a saúde quanto para o bem-estar geral.